We're back. Day 3. Can you believe it's over?
No, I think there's so much more that we still have to do today that...
We saw maybe, well, by the time you watch this, we will have done it. We're shooting this in the morning because we have such a packed day. CrimeCon Insider Day 3. I think we saw maybe 10% of everything we could have seen here.
That's very true. It was busy, but we got a lot of really cool interviews that will be coming up.
Yeah, we're going to release those several in the coming days, probably the next 2 or 3 weeks, because a lot of fascinating people here. And again, I felt like we only interviewed 10% of the people that we could have, because there's just so many things. Someone just came up to us and said, by the way, there's a SWAT truck parked outside. Now, normally as a news reporter, I'm going to run and be like, what's going on? But it wasn't. It's a real SWAT truck, but not a real situation.
Correct, yes. But cool to see, so we may have to go check that out in a second.
Yeah, so since we last met, the Clue Awards were last night. Hey, David. We had, what'd you think?
I thought it was cool. A lot of the award winners are working on really important things,
right.
As far as missing children, victim advocates, the 911 dispatchers, lots of cool docuseries and podcasts that they talked about last night.
And books. So Cheryl McCollum, if you know Mac, she is a crime scene investigator in Atlanta, in Georgia, and she runs the Cold Case Institute. We had never met her. I had been on shows with her before, but we had never met in person, and she's just amazing.
She is a delight,
yes.
And I look forward to seeing her at future crime cons.
So we did red carpet interviews with Cheryl and the winners who came out off the stage. And she was so funny because she was up, first of all, she had on shoes that had yellow crime scene tape. It's like she had them custom made. I've never seen those before. Well, she was up for one of the awards, the best podcast, and it looks like I have a blue dot there. Did you see that? Maybe that's just on the lens.
Whoa.
Okay, anyway, sorry, distracted. Do you see it?
I do see
it looks like I have a blue dot there, so I went to take it off.
It's his microphone.
Oh, it's the...
He's confused.
There's
been a lot of walking and a lot of talking,
it's
and
this thing.
He's had enough.
Okay, anyway, back to Cheryl.
Cheryl told us she was up for an award.
But that's podcast.
Zone 7, and she said she was going to shoot 2 videos for the interviews, pre-shoot, like the Super Bowl, in case you win or lose. And so the winning one would be very gracious, and the other one, she said she was going to go in and flip tables and
like,
say,
forget you, CrimeCon. Anyway, she was joking. She's very funny. But it's like she was instantly one of our good friends. So hopefully we'll have an interview with... We didn't get a chance to actually speak with her. I mean, we did, but not on camera. So hopefully we'll have that another time. But yeah, Clue Awards were great. They actually streamed it on Law and Crime's YouTube channel, and I assume it's going to be there forever. Maybe not. Maybe they took it down. But you can go check it out and see it. So in about an hour, we're going to meet up with Gabby Petito's parents and David Robinson and Candace Cooley for our panel. It will be... I'm really looking forward to it. Got my questions already prepared. Everything is with that. And then Erica's taken off.
I am. I have to leave a little early, get back to the kiddies.
Yes. I'll be sticking around a little longer here to do a meet and greet session, and then I'll be taking off, and I'll be editing lots of videos. In fact, my computer got so full of video, we had to order a hard drive and have it delivered from Walmart this morning.
We did. Thanks, Walmart delivery.
Yes. So I wanna play you an interview that we did. We've done so many good ones that I could play for you, but I think that... Why don't we introduce you to Kathy Kleiner? You may know who she is. If not, she survived an attack from Ted Bundy. And not only that, she survived so many other things in her life. She gave a powerful session the other day. We were able to catch up with her backstage and chat with her a little about her story. Here's what she said. Okay, we are backstage at CrimeCon. This is Kathy Kleiner. Kathy, you have quite a story. Why are you here?
I'm here to help other people to know that they can survive and thrive. And I'm also here because it helps me to talk about my life and things I've been through.
And you've been through a lot, as I said. Can you give us a brief synopsis of your story?
I was attacked by Ted Bundy. I survived, and I went through a lot of medical and mental obstacles. So now I'm healed physically and mentally, and I feel great.
You feel great. You
Yes.
look great. We're
Thank
excited to hear you speak. Do you have one piece of advice? I know there's so much that you could share, but is there maybe one main piece for people watching about how you got through this horrific ordeal?
when I went through it, I thought I was alone, and I felt emotionally drained, physically hurt. And when I hurt and had pain, I just kind of made me more depressed. And then I figured out, I don't want to live like this. So I turned it around, and mentally, I did mental images of walking baby steps to a goal, and then to work at a lumber yard because I was afraid of men. And it's just, life's great now.
Oh, my word. So you've written a book, too?
Yes, I just
Tell
wrote a
everybody
book.
the title.
It is called Surviving More Than Ted Bundy, A Light in the Dark.
Well, we are so excited to hear from you here at CrimeCon. You can check out her book, and we appreciate you chatting with us. We're glad you're here, that you survived this, and that you can use your lesson to inspire so many others.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So Kathy's story is just one of the many amazing stories of people here at CrimeCon who have survived the unthinkable and gone on to do great things.
And I would say that's one of the biggest takeaways from CrimeCon is that the power and strength that these people have, they have overcome so much, or that their loved one is still missing, and they just keep soldiering on and keep fighting for them. So it's incredible to see the love and devotion that people have for each other, and especially for the people that aren't involved in the case that want to help.
Right. And there's so many of those people. There are so many strangers that will go up to people. We were just talking with the Petitos, and they were saying how these strangers come up and say, I want to volunteer, I want to help, I want to do something. I think all of us want to do something, but then there's like that extra step to say, I will do something. We talked about yesterday Monique Smith, the longest living Jane Doe, who really set out on a mission for herself to figure out who she was. And so yeah, there's things like that. And in addition to those amazing people, there's Podcast Hall, which we talked a little bit about the other day, but I don't think we got a chance to show you what's in there. Again, we could have spent 8 hours in there interviewing each and every single podcaster. But here's a look at what it looks like, and we were able to interview two of the podcasters, Murder in the Rain from Portland. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah, Murder in the Rain, because it's rainy there. Wonderful ladies we met. And Fruit Loops, which is a popular one that you may have heard of. So check out Podcast Row and Exhibitor Hall. So now we are in the Podcast Exhibitor Hall at CrimeCon. You can see this is a huge area. There's dozens of podcasters. You've probably seen them. You've listened to them. Let's walk over here. We found one. It's called Murder in the Rain. Every year they have different podcasters and exhibitors come. They're able to, give out stickers and give out different swag. These ladies are from Portland, and tell us the name of your podcast.
We're Murder in the Rain.
Okay, so how long have you guys been hosting this?
2019.
Yeah, about 4.5 years.
And what gave you the idea to do it?
Well, we both grew up in the Pacific Northwest, and we were actually laughing one day. We're like, there's something about it up here. There are so many famous, unfortunately, serial killers and notorious cases. And we kind of started with other ideas. We're like, what if we did a podcast? And it just kind of naturally all came together, and we were right on the same page as far as what kind of cases to cover and the perspective to cover them from.
And what kind of cases do you cover? People killed in the rain, or what?
Well, it's rainy in the Pacific Northwest.
Right, okay.
That's the name. We wanted to be a little tongue-in-cheek about that.
Right.
We cover everything. So we do a lot of the serial killer cases that people know of to draw in people, but we like to do less notorious crimes from our own neighborhood. We all kind of cover different topics. I tend to focus on missing women and children, missing and murdered women and children. Alicia tackles the more politically driven things that affect our city and have significantly for the last few years. And then Josh, our third host, does old-timey crimey, as we call it.
Okay, so have you been to CrimeCon before?
No, this is our first time. This isn't our first convention. This is our first CrimeCon.
And what do you think?
It's very exciting so far. We are looking forward to all the people we're going to meet, both professionally and just as listeners and new friends.
Yeah. All right, Murder in the Rain. That's the name of the podcast. Thank you for chatting with us.
Thank you.
We're going to keep walking and show you what else is in the hall. Well, you may have heard of the popular podcast Fruit Loops. These are the hosts, Wendy and Beth. Now, you guys have been to CrimeCon before?
Yes, this is our third.
Third time?
Yeah. We love it. It's so much fun. Yeah.
Now, tell me how the name Fruit Loops came to be.
We decided we wanted to do a show about serial killers of color and then victims of color, and it's just a play on words. So
Cereal.
like the serial killers
Of color.
There you go. Yeah. It's a colorful cereal. I don't know if you see it.
I have seen Fruit Loops. I'm surprised you don't have little samples.
Yeah, we should.
We will do that next time. Yeah, next year.
Little box.
Yeah.
So, what is it? Can I ask you? What do you think? Why do people like true crime so much? Why do they listen to your podcast and watch these shows? What is it?
I think it goes into our fear. We're afraid of them, and so we become fascinated.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Most true crime is about people, right? We're all human beings, and to think that there's like a monster inside all of us or our neighbors and friends is kind of intriguing.
Yeah, and terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how did you guys get your podcast started?
We worked together,
Yeah.
and we used to talk about true crime all the time. And
By the water.
yeah, by the water cooler.
Specifically, yeah.
The actual water cooler.
Yeah.
And we noticed there was no podcast about serial killers of color.
Or people of color in general.
Yeah.
When we started
It was
5
very,
years
very
ago,
white.
it was very white, very male. All the hosts were generally white males, and so we thought there was something missing as far as stories and perspectives on who was telling the stories.
Well, it's so desperately needed because it seems a lot of times the media only will cover these pretty
Right.
white people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you're doing great work. How can people find you? How can they listen?
ForLoopsPod.com is our website, and we're on social media at ForLoopsPod on all of it.
Yeah. And the show comes out every Thursday wherever you get your podcast.
Why should you come to CrimeCon?
Because it's amazing.
It's
Look
a
at this.
blast.
Yeah, you get to
Yeah.
meet other like-minded people in the whole true crime universe.
Yeah,
So,
and meet your favorite podcasters and see your favorite entertainers.
yeah.
Take a look. They just opened up the doors so you can see all these people are walking in here. And then let's walk over here to the session where they're taping. Lighting's going to get a little weird in here because it is a convention center. But all of this side is podcast hall. Over here is where they tape some of the podcasters. They do live events here, so you can attend a podcast taping. They're on the stage while you visit with your favorite podcasters. So much to see and do in the podcast hall. Just another cool part of CrimeCon. Yeah, those are just a few of the many podcasters here. We actually met some podcasters last night.
I will say this was a highlight of my trip.
Yeah.
It's Mama Mysteries. Is that it?
Let me look.
I'm going to get it wrong. Anyway, they are a husband and wife. The wife is very into true crime. The husband knows nothing about true crime, so I feel like I am that husband. So we all took pictures together last night, and I had to get a picture with him as well because somebody out there feels me on that. The one that shoots the camera and does the background things, and it was just kind of fun.
Mama Mystery. It's called Mama Mystery. And we were walking along and they stopped to say hello. Kelly and Austin. So Kelly launched this podcast in the midst of COVID. She was a hairdresser and just started it, I guess, in her home. And Austin is not into true crime, or at least wasn't. So I guess they both co-host this show, and she will talk all about these crimes and he'll chime in. So that's kind of like reverse roles for me and Erica. Where I'll talk about crime and do news stories, and I'll be like, "Come on and do this with me." So me and Kelly got a photo together, and Erica and Austin got a picture together. So yeah, lots of podcasters here, and so many apply every year, hundreds and hundreds, and they try to rotate them through, and you have to meet certain qualifications to be here and have a booth, and great exposure.
Yeah,
to a lot of
really
people.
great.
I think we mentioned Nashville next year for CrimeCon, end of May. At the Grand Old Opry Gaylord. Opry Gaylord. You'll have to check the website. It's on there. Okay, one of the other cool things that we were able to do, I finally, after 4 years of not meeting in person, met Vinnie Politan. Vinnie is the anchor at Court TV. He does the primetime shows, closing arguments. Vinnie was fun. He's invited me on his show several times. I've been on a couple years ago, but it's been a while. And anyway, we were able to catch up. Nice guy.
Hilarious guy.
Yeah.
Super nice.
We
Very down to earth for somebody that has such a big role
Yeah, he was on the original Court TV. They actually did his show live from here the other night, and we were walking by, and he saw me and gave me a big old hug, like we were friends forever. Anyway, we went and we grabbed him, and we talked about cameras in the courtroom, which is a hot topic that I believe cameras should be in courtrooms, and we talked about other Daybell, Vallow, we talked about Kohberger, bunch of other stuff. So here's a look at that interview. You probably recognize this guy if you watch Court TV, Vinnie Politan, every night. Well, in Idaho, it's on like 9 to 11, but
it repeats. Yeah. It because it's live, so every time zone's a little different. Idaho has an interesting time zone deal, right?
Yeah, we're in the mountains, so it's like.
But isn't there like a part of your state that's further east, but is in like the West Coast?
Yeah.
Time zone. Idaho confuses me.
Well, on election night, we have to wait till that one little chunk closes,
right.
So we're waiting extra longer. But why else does it confuse you?
Because I worked at Court TV and been working here since the turn of the century. And we haven't done much in Idaho for years. Now, all of a sudden, Idaho is the new Florida. Right. What is going on there? Is there something? Did you guys change something in the water?
I don't know.
What is it?
Yeah, we're ready for someone else to take the prominent cases. Let's start with the Vallow Daybell case.
Yes.
You've been following that one closely, and Lori, of course, found guilty. Any thoughts about Chad's trial coming up?
It's going to be way different. Way different. Number one, his lawyer. I get impressed by very few defense attorneys, okay? Some of them I take with a grain of salt. Yeah, this guy's smart. He's super smart. And I get the feeling when he's in a courtroom, despite the fact that there's a judge there, like he's in charge. He's got that aura about him. I've never seen him in front of a jury, but I'm wondering if he can command a jury the way he's commanded some of these pretrial motions and just the way he is. And he's so smart. And there's also a difference. He was able to watch the first trial, which is brilliant, right? So all of that. And he has a client now who I believe, and I don't know what the defense is going to be, but I believe he will take Lori and her brother Alex, put them together, wait for a bus to come rolling by the courthouse and throw them right under it. Okay? For everything. It was Lori and her insane homicidal brother that are responsible for everything. That's what I think. I don't know. But I think it's a way different trial. And this one's like, it's going to be like, everything's going to be fought like for real. For real.
You said you hadn't seen his attorney in front of a jury. You weren't able to see the first trial because cameras weren't allowed in.
Yeah. Like, what's going on? Like, if you're the new Florida, be Florida. Florida, there's a camera everywhere.
Right.
Right? Because of the sunshine laws. That's the best disinfectant for our system of justice. How are people supposed to trust our judicial system if they're not allowed to see it? Right? It starts, of course, with Chief Justice Roberts. Like, why can't we watch the Supreme Court in action, making decisions that impact all of our lives? It starts there, but it goes state by state by state. The courtroom, my father was a federal judge. The courtroom does not belong to the judge. It doesn't belong to the prosecutor. It doesn't belong to the Bar Association. It belongs to the people. It's our government. It's a branch of government. It's ours. We should be able to see and hear, because there was one time a judge let cameras in but no microphones, just sticking it to us. But why?
That does a lot of good on TV.
Yeah. Why can't we see what's happening? And the truth is, regardless of why the cameras are there and what the nature of the case is, the more Americans that see our system working, the more they'll understand it, the more they'll appreciate it. And when they get that notice in the mail to do their civic duty and serve on a jury, I think they'll understand the process better and they'll be better jurors. And I think our whole system will get better if they understand. You get jurors that walk, they've never been in a courtroom, and now they're deciding whether someone lives or dies. Like, let them see justice. Let them understand it.
And that's the issue being debated now in Kohberger, the judge deciding whether that. How do you foresee that case going? I mean, the trial was supposed to start in 2 weeks. It's not happening. Yeah. Will we have that anytime in the next year or so?
Well, let me give you my background. I was a prosecutor in New Jersey. There was a case, a murder case. It was 9 years old, and the guy was in jail, and it still hadn't been tried. So I come from a jurisdiction practicing where I've seen it takes years for murder cases to come to trial because they're generally complicated, etc. But then when I got to Court TV and I traveled around the country, every jurisdiction was different. So, again, I haven't spent much time in Idaho. I am now. And I feel like I should get residency because every night on my show we're like in Idaho, right? But we'll see.
And big thanks to Vinnie for chatting with us and all of the other neat people. As I said earlier, we'll be posting interviews throughout the coming weeks behind the scenes at CrimeCon that you can watch and see some of your favorites here. And hopefully we'll see you here next time. It is next year, but it's actually like in 6 or 7 months.
Yes.
Final takeaways?
People are great. Come say hi. Don't be afraid to get involved in things too. I love that people here are so involved in things and they want to help and they want to know how they can stop crime in their areas or help any way that they can in law enforcement or anything else. So don't be afraid to get involved.
Yeah, that's a key point. And the Crime Fighter of the Year award, back to the CrimeCon or the Clue Awards from last night, went to Gabby Petito's family and the Gabby Petito Foundation. And so a donation was made to that foundation on her behalf, and all weekend long people have been able to donate and build that fund, and it keeps growing and growing and growing. And that's a foundation you can read more about online, but in her honor to help people who are missing, the families of those who are missing, and help bring justice to others. So,
well, and domestic violence training all around the country.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Well, thanks, honey, for doing this with me.
All right. We're off to Sessions and back to Idaho.
We're off. Keep following. By the way, you can follow us here. Follow us here if you want to keep in touch throughout the year, not just for CrimeCon, for other exciting things. And, yeah. Okay. Thanks for watching. She's Erica.
I am.
I'm Nate. This is CrimeCon Insider. Have a good week.